I want to take this first opportunity here to get a bit personal. Today, Alton, guy who got killed in Baton Rouge, they came back and said, as most people expected them to do, that there will be no charges filed against. I mean, this is simply hard to believe, right? What will it actually take? What will it actually take for an injustice to get punished when it involves a police officer and a person of color? For all of those that are white that are listening to me, I wish you would learn to empathize with the severity of what is occurring in this country with police officers and black men and of people of color. And I'm going to get into the show in a minute, but I'm taking this personal moment because this also has an effect on me, not my psyche, on me and on many others, and it is real. What we ask of those who have the ability to do so is to empathize and try to put yourself in the shop. Not even a video camera. For most of these incidents where it is clear that a police officer overreacted and took less serious the life of a person of color, it requires the citizenry in general to start developing some empathy to what is occurring. Here's the thing. Police officers are nothing more than the reflection of our society. And as a reflection of our society, it isn't something that looks very good. Donald Trump's election is nothing more than a reflection of society. To see that over 50% of my white brothers and sisters voted for a man of that caliber, to see that several of my white brothers and sisters look at the same video that I see and don't see that irrespective of that person mouthing off of a cop, the punishment given, death, was unwarranted. When every other person, meaning every other white person, do these things without having the fear in general. I'm not saying it never happens. It happened a few times, and when it happened to white people where a police officer killed them, I reported that as well. I blogged about that as well. So this is not on my part a racial issue. It is a racial issue on the part of others towards those that are affected by this issue. I know it's harder for a lot of people to take. And while you're listening, please share. I don't care who you are. Share. These are things we really have to come to terms with. We have to come to terms. Nobody expected, let me be frank, those Baton Rouge officers to face down. But it still hurts when you have video that shows the disregard that these officers had for the life of a black man. It still hurts when the official thing comes down that says these guys can use their weapons indiscriminately and walk. And it happened over and over again. And you think about this. My young black nephew a few months ago told my sisters, Ma, now that when he got his driver's license, asked her, how do I stay safe? And she tells him the same thing I told my daughter about being around cops and having no reaction. But the other thing is something that I wrote about a few days ago, where I said the one thing for people of color that people of color should do in immediacy in this country is avoid the criminal justice system, is avoid the justice system altogether. Be as invisible as you can to the justice system in this country. Be as invisible until we can change the psyche of every single or the vast majority of Americans, people of color. As far as the justice system is concerned, you must be invisible. You must be invisible, and that sounds terrible, where justice should be blind. but you must be invisible. And for those of us who are proud, just like any other American that's proud, and think when your rights are being taken away, you have the right to fight for it. Yes, you do, but only in groups, and only when you have the safety, to put it bluntly, of your white allies. That's what we did when we shut down the freeways in Missouri, in St. Louis. We had those brave white allies come up with us and march on those bridges. And when the cops came, they rotated in the front, and you watched the cops move off. I hate to put it in these terms when it comes to cops, and you guys know politics done right. Egberto Willis, I am a very non-racial person when it comes to issues. But folks, they are killing black men. They are killing Latino men. They are killing people of color, and with no recourse. Sacramento, that just happened again. And body cams turned off. Right now, it is occurring to those people they consider of least value. But eventually that could be you. Empathy is required at this point in time. Empathy is required. Sorry for this diversion, my dear friends. Again, you know, if it's coming from myself on an issue like this, and you know my politics, and you know what I talk about, and you know how I handle the racial issue, you know this is real. Like I tell all my folks, I stay away personally. I'm an engineer, I'm a businessman, I'm a political activist, I'm educated, I have a degree, all these things. When I am in my car and when I'm going around the city, I consider myself nothing but an expendable black man in the eyes of our justice system. And for all of those who know me, all my good white friends or whatever, you probably never heard me say that. Well, I've said that to a few of you. But this is who or what America is today. It's sad, but this is what America is today.